In this video, I will give you my full long-term review of the Logitech G Pro Racing Wheel after 4 years since it came out, discussing the pros and cons of this direct drive racing wheel and if it's actually still worth buying, or should you get the cheaper RS50. Now, if you are interested in purchasing any of the Logitech products featured in today's video, you can actually save up to 10% off on the official Logitech website using my coupon code BENROW at checkout. This gets you 10% off your total order value, which is absolutely insane, especially if you're spending £1,000 plus on these sim racing setups. It's a hefty saving. Now, thankfully, since launch of the G Pro wheelbase, Logitech has resolved a lot of these problems surrounding the ecosystem, and they've released a load of accessories that you can now purchase to upgrade and customize your rig. It did take them about 3 years to do this. There was absolutely nothing for the first initial 2 years of this wheelbase being out, but now there's quite a lot of different things that you can choose from. First, let's start with the removable wheel rim. You can obviously take this off the G Pro wheelbase and switch it out for other shapes and sizes. Logitech have some official G wheel rims of their own that are all branded up with button boxes attached to them, but they do also have the partnership with Momo now that lets you use this little blue RS adapter to essentially use any racing official steering wheel that you want attached onto the universal hub, so it's still compatible with your Xbox, your PlayStation, and PC. This is pretty cool because you can obviously get the full-size circumference of like a real Momo steering wheel, the feel of a real steering wheel too. And I quite like that. I like having a larger wheel rim, especially with these powerful direct drive wheelbases, because you sort of feel better translation of the forces through the wider wheel rim than these smaller ones that can feel quite centralized. It feels more natural. There is also the collaboration that they finally did with McLaren. Logitech's been sponsoring McLaren race cars, F1 cars for ages, but now they finally do have an F1 style wheel rim for their Logitech steering wheels. And this works both on the G Pro and also the slightly cheaper RS50 wheelbase, which is only 8 Newton meters, which is also a great option. The Logitech McLaren collaboration introduced probably the most interesting accessories in the ecosystem, including a play seat formula rig with the beautiful papaya orange color of the McLaren car, the Astro A50X gaming headset to also match this, and then of course the Formula 1 steering wheel. Some other accessories that they have released include the new RS shifter and also the H shifter, giving you the complete ecosystem of Logitech accessories to go with their new era of sim racing products. Next, let's talk about the pedals themselves that you can purchase with the G Pro, because there's actually 2 options you can go for now depending on what your budget and preferences are. The G Pro pedals look beautiful. I love the overall design aesthetic of them with the blue accents on the pedals and also the easy adjustability with the load cell. It's got a load cell of up to 100 kg, so it's super firm depending on how you want that to feel. And also they use Hall effect sensors, so they're very accurate when you're using them. They are probably my favorite pedal set out there that isn't in like the £1,000 region. Obviously the Moser M Booster kit with the force feedback brake pedal is kind of insane, but if you remove that out of the equation, these are my go-to pedals. I even prefer them over the Fanatec Club Sport V3s. Not only aesthetically are they very clever with the design, but also the weight balance on them. They've made sure that they're usable both obviously on a rig, but also when you have them on the floor. If you're racing at a table, for example, they bump up against the wall really easily and they have space so you're not colliding with the wall when you are pressing those pedals in. They've sort of got like a good balance to them, so they're not sliding around like a lot of other pedals do in the market. But if you're not too bothered about purchasing the premium Pro pedals and you just want functionality over form, there is, of course, the RS pedals, which came out with the RS50. Now, these strip everything back, just the bare essentials. You've got a simple accelerator and then a load cell pedal that's incredibly easy, again, to switch out with the different adapters included inside of the box. And then you can purchase an additional clutch pedal if you actually even need that. Of course, they've got smaller pedal faces and a little bit more of a lightweight design, but these also work great if you bump them up against a wall. And to be honest, they perform equally as well. It's all about how you use that brake anyway. As long as the brake's good, then you're fine. These are obviously a lot cheaper and can help you get into sim racing, so you can prioritize purchasing the best wheelbase so you don't have to upgrade that later down the line and then upgrade the pedals or different bits and bobs. Now, if you are interested in purchasing any of the products that I mentioned in today's video, you can actually save up to 10% off using coupon code BENROW at checkout on Logitech's official website. This includes everything from the steering wheels, pedals, gear sticks, wheel rims, and also the simulators from Playseat that they have got, helping you get a high quality racing simulator for a little bit cheaper. Now, also on the topic of the RS50, it's worth discussing how that compares to the G Pro. It is an 8 Newton meter wheelbase, the RS50. It's a lot cheaper, and to be honest, I prefer its design. It has an active cooling design, so there's no fan inside of it, so it doesn't make any hums when it's on your desk, and it has that beautiful aluminium almost Fanatec-inspired design architecture. It's much smaller, the wheelbase. It uses, I think, like an inner sort of coil rather than an outer coil, so it makes it smaller and easier to put into that tiny form factor. The RS50 is insane for the price point. The bundles you can get for both Xbox and PlayStation is great. And also, if you purchase the PlayStation version, then get a different wheel hub rim. It works on all platforms. You can use it on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC if you just get one of the universal hub adapters to go with that, which is really cool. The included wheel rim that it comes with is a little bit smaller than the G Pro wheel, but feels great. Like the materials on it and the size in relation to the wheelbase is all proportional. And for most users, 8 Newton meters is more than strong enough. Although you get 11 Newton meters on the G Pro, a lot of the time you do actually turn it down to around 8 Newton meters anyways. The only benefit of having the extra headroom is obviously if you're running the RS50 at 8 Newton meters, you are maxing out its maximum force, so you'll run a risk of like clipping or losing a degree of data on that higher end of the 8. So you might want to run it at 6 instead to give yourself that 2 Newton meter headroom. So if you do have the G Pro at 11 Newton meters, you could run that at like 8 to 9 Newton meters. Then you're not clipping out the base. You've got extra info transfer that's like on that top end. It's not overgained essentially. Now, probably my favorite feature across all of the Logitech wheelbases, which includes the G Pro and the RS50, is the built-in OLED display. Now, on the steering wheels themselves, it's really easy to customize settings on the fly because of this OLED display and how you can scroll between different parameters. So you can change the wheel rotation, the strength of the wheelbase, and then also load in different profiles that you can customize on your computer inside of G Hub. Out of all of the steering wheels in the market, Logitech probably has the easiest software. G Hub's really intuitive to use. It saves everything to the wheelbase. You can make different profiles, save those onto the wheelbase, and then recall them depending on what you're doing, like Euro Truck Simulator, iRacing, or Forza, or Gran Turismo on your console. And that is a really nice ease of use that other wheelbases don't really have. I don't like the software for Fanatec's products. They have recently updated that, to be fair, and it's got a little bit better, but up until that point it was really annoying to like update the steering wheel, customize things. I try my best to just have a set and forget type profile on my Fanatec, and I just run that in whatever I'm playing. Same with Moza. They have a great pit hub software, but sometimes it doesn't detect the wheelbase, or there's just some weird glitches inside of there that I don't really like. I just prefer the simplicity of G Hub, and then you can put it in advanced mode if you really want to go hardcore. Moza sometimes can be a bit overwhelming with the amount of settings you can actually tweak on that wheelbase straight off the rip. And then, of course, with Logitech comes all of the compatibility. Because they are like the best-selling steering wheels in the market because of like the G29 and stuff like that, they have the best compatibility and plug and play with all games. You just plug it straight into a game. There's some preset from the devs that's already assigned, especially on console. This is amazing, and it works. Now, Logitech has a unique feature called True Force technology, which gives you an extra type of vibration within the wheel. So you have your traditional force feedback information happening in the wheelbase, but then True Force is additional data on top of that. It usually leverages sort of like audio cues inside of the game to give you more engine rumble, more track information, and instead of you feeling this as a massive force in the actual wheelbase, it's more within the wheel rim. It's quite clever how it's placed to translate differently. It gives you a little bit more feel over like the car's RPM. Sometimes even the G-force is a little bit on the car. I just feel like it fills in the silent space where you would usually have a bit of a dead zone on a steering wheel. It just seems to have something else there that really does make quite a big difference. Now, definitely 4 years later, the Logitech G Pro is still worth it. They finally achieve what they promised when they initially launched it with the ecosystem of accessories. I'm sure they'll have even more to come in the future to go with this, different wheel rims or whatever, depending on what the customers are actually asking for. And then the ongoing software support is definitely the best in the game. Like even when you look back at the Logitech G27, that thing still works on your PC today. There's just a couple of little hacks you have to do to unlock that sort of firmware on it to work on Windows 11, but that thing still works, and it came out like 10, 15 years ago. Now, don't forget, purchasing links are down below in the video description, and you can also save 10% off your entire basket on Logitech's official website using the coupon code BENROW at checkout. But if you want to learn more about Logitech sim racing products, you should check out this video next, where I tested every Logitech steering wheel ever made, because if you like this, you'll like that.